All right, let's take a look at this one last slide that we were continuing over from our architecture discussion and our network latency test. So let's go from this current slide. So we can see here is a great, I'm not sure, I think this is a micro pic from what Azure looks like. We've got our application, we've got the cloud, right? We go through a load balancer gateway, and then here are our databases, right? Shared databases. All right, so resources are shared, the CPU, mem, data log shared, right? TempDB work with yeah, you get the idea, right? Neighbor size and activity can affect your database, right? This is called the multi-tenancy management. It's one of those fancy new words, like provisioning. We need to provision our Azure databases. Doesn't it sound much better than, prepare the shit to move it up to the cloud? Love the words. All right, so what do we do to what's Microsoft give us, right? So we don't have an unruly neighbor on our cloud that's sucking up all our resources, right? Well, we've got load balancing and throttling services. So load balancer's job is to maintain a healthy cluster. All right, that's his job. Throttling is more machine protection. All right, it doesn't look at the cluster, just individual machines. It looks at threads. So this, how do we know if we're a throttler and not the throttle E? Well, we've got an error of 40501. All right, that's a throttling error. So you will have to, if that comes up, you are going to have to delve into that as a DBA or whatever your role may be. Hopefully, if you're moving stuff up to the cloud and you're working with SQL Azure, I'm really hoping you're a DBA. All right, enough said there. What do we got? Oh, yeah, okay, DMVs. Yeah, I was going to go and talk. Let's end this here. I was going to segue into let's just cancel out of that. And I was going to talk about several of these, but again, most of my audience, right, majority will be, if you're watching this in SQL Azure, there's a good chance you're a DBA uh, with a solid base of experience. I hope. If not, I think SQL Azure, you know, will be a challenge because we talk in the second after we discuss how do you create an Azure account, we automatically talk in scripting data and schema and SSIS. So if you're brand new and you have no idea what that means, then it could get a little troubling. So I'm just going to mention the DMVs associated with Azure instead of go through these and explain what they are. If you're a DBA, again, if I'm talking to someone who knows what they're doing, you know what exec request is. You know what sessions are and connections, right? We just have a few new ones, right? Ones that are related to, how about database copies? Well, what do you think that relates to? Federations. All right, well, this is some pretty obvious stuff. So what we get when we look in our master database, right? We just execute our from the sysall views, and we're just doing a like, right? So we've got 15 available DMVs, right? That's it. That's what you can use. The good news is they work exactly like the DMVs on your on-premise database, so your on-premise server. All right, and that's all we really need to say about performance tuning. Well, not really. I mean, let's go take a look. Let me show you something here. So let's get rid of this. We know about DMVs. So if we also do have, we're able to look at our where's my I want to do a show plan without. So the last slide here. Let's take a look at the last slide. I wasn't gonna just blow that up. I'm not. I'm not going to talk about it because that really index analysis, working with index is really outside the scope of this. Again, one of those things that I'm assuming you have knowledge with. All right, you do have the ability to do index analysis here. Much better if you had your index analysis done, and you knew, what you were doing, where your cluster indexes were before you moved this all to the cloud. All right. So, all right. Well, enough ranting on that. That's all I need to know about architecture and DMVs and troubleshooting performance issues. All right. Now we are going to talk as we move forward here about federations and this sharding and horizontal partitioning, but that's a whole different discussion. So let's end this and we will move on.